A city existed in the ancient world where, in principle, nothing should have existed at all. On the dry banks of the Euphrates River, long before roads connected lands, before kingdoms had learned to write their names, and before history itself had even begun recording its story, there rose a place that should have remained empty. But reality defied expectations. In a world where humans were still scattered in small tribal groups struggling for survival, a vast and highly organized city suddenly appeared, one that felt far ahead of its time in structure, order, and development. If you enjoy fascinating historical stories like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel now so you don't miss future videos. This city did not grow slowly like ordinary human settlements. It expanded with intention and design, as if guided by an intelligence that already understood what civilization was supposed to look like. And the most disturbing part is not just that this city existed, but that it later became the very foundation of all the human development we now call civilization. But the question is, how did something so complete emerge in such an early and primitive world? How could humans, still in the earliest stages of survival, suddenly create something that resembles a blueprint of modern society? And the deeper we go into it, the more this city refuses to behave like a normal beginning. This place was called Ur, and as soon as we try to understand its origin, the story begins to destabilize. The city was located near the Euphrates River in ancient Mesopotamia, often called the cradle of civilization. But even that title feels too small in comparison to the reality of Ur, because Ur was not just a settlement along a river, it was a complete system of life, agriculture, economy, religion, and law. Here, people did not just use water, they controlled it. They built canals, shaped the land, and created systems that suggest something beyond mere survival, something closer to deliberate design. The question arises, why here? Why did human intelligence concentrate so intensely in this specific place? As Ur grew, at the center of the city stood a massive structure, the Ziggurat, a stepped temple rising toward the sky. It was dedicated to the moon god Nana. Its construction itself is astonishing. Such a massive project, such advanced coordination, and such large-scale collective effort. But the question remains, was this purely religion, or was religion a form of political power? Because in Ur, religion and government were not separate. They were one unified system. As trade expanded, Ur became an economic hub. Gold, lapis lazuli, copper, and spices flowed into the city. Wealth increased, and with it, social division also emerged. The gap between rich and poor became clearly visible. This raises another question. Is inequality a natural outcome of civilization, or was it embedded in the system from the beginning? At its peak, Ur was a busy, thriving, and highly organized city. But beneath the surface, a silent shift was taking place. Power was becoming concentrated in fewer hands. The life of an ordinary citizen appeared stable, but it was increasingly dependent on the system. Then a disturbing discovery emerges: royal tombs. These graves contained not only gold and ornaments, but also the remains of individuals who were buried alongside their kings. This suggests that people may have been buried with their rulers. The question becomes deeply unsettling. Was this devotion, loyalty, or fear? Then everything begins to change. The Euphrates River shifts its course. Water becomes scarce. The land starts drying out. Agriculture weakens. And slowly, the foundation of the city begins to collapse. But the most unusual thing is that there was no major resistance. Instead of fighting to save the city, people begin to leave. Ur does not fall in war. It empties in silence. This raises a haunting question. Why did a great city choose abandonment over resistance? Eventually, Ur is buried beneath the sand, but it does not disappear.